Greed, yeah, that's a lot of companies there. Gaming, movies,
TV
TV shows.
And it applies to, well, most of the animation industry at this point. Animators
One of the most annoying things I hear from higher ups from companies, like especially you hear a lot in gaming, is when the higher up says we had to cut some people off because our money is tight and we don't have the financial means and this and that. And then you hear like a week later they got a $27 million bonus buying another yacht. It was like, oh no, you're just greedy. You want all the money. You couldn't cut some of that $27 million to keep your stuff going. You already got a $50 million whatever the money is. And I don't want to say any names because there was one not too long ago and I almost said it. But yeah, there's companies, these hires begin all this money buying 3-4 houses, 2-3 houses, which do whatever you want with your money. That's your money. But then you be sitting up here talking about how tight it is and this and that, and we had to cut and lay people off who make not even 10% of what you make, by the way. And you get us all like, oh, dang, it's tough over there. Then next week for us to hear, wait a minute, you just got a $27 million bonus? A $27 million bonus. That's not a bonus, not even your actual pay. And you telling me, no, you was just greedy and you couldn't cut even 10% of that $27 million to keep your employees there, who's not even making maybe 50, 60K a year. You know, that's the one thing that's annoying. But greed is what it is.
Unemployed in record
but now when companies say that, though, of how tight they are and all that stuff, and the higher ups are talking, it goes through one ear and out the other. Sometimes I don't even go through the ear, because I always ask the question now, how much money you're getting? How much money you're getting? And I don't want to hear, oh, all the sacrifices I had to do. What? So, to get a $27 million bonus to not keep your employees there who made you all that money? That's another conversation, sorry.
And to add further insult to injury, layoffs in the animation industry are rampant right now, as studios are constantly trying to make their finances look better. As previously mentioned with Warner Bros. And Cartoon Network, this leads to extensive cost-cutting measures from the closing of the original Cartoon Network Studios building.
Wait, I have a question on that. So, the people who made this move, they laid them off? Let me hear it again.
IP, which also throws a wrench into things given original ideas can barely get off the ground now. And to add further insult to injury, layoffs in the animation...
Wow, all that money they made? Because they did very well. I didn't see the movie, but it did very well. Financially, people, like, everything. And it's still, wow, that's crazy. But the laid off employees who crunched on it, who, wow, are still hurt. They should not be hurting all that money they made. All that money they made, no, bro.
Industry are rampant right now.
I don't want to hear how much it took to make the movie when you're making a lot more.
Warner Bros. And Cartoon Network, this leads to extensive cost-cutting measures from the closing of the original Cartoon Network Studios building, the shutdown of the original website, and a constant removal of classic content from streaming services. All of this is topped off of staff being laid off en masse, and because of the lack of original animated programming being greenlit nowadays, as well as studios continuing to chase trends, there simply aren't enough jobs going around to make animation a sustainable career for most people. Last year, it was reported that around 30% of the Los Angeles animation workforce are unemployed, with that percentage only continuing to rise as more studios continue to cut costs in the most pathetic and desperate ways imaginable. Ever since the streaming bubble burst, it has spelled doom for the animation industry, as the big corporations get to keep making these decisions to cut costs and play things safe without any devastating or long-term
financial consequences. Now, they will make their pockets bigger. It ain't about them playing it safe unless it's saving their pockets.
Made $50 million last year while his company lost $3 billion.
Wait, what happened? This might be proving my point, what I was saying.
Safe without any devastating or long-term financial consequences. David Zaslav, CEO of Warner Bros. And all-around dickhead, made $50 million last year while his company lost $3 billion.
He made $50 million last year. So in a year, received $50 million for leading... $50 million, bro? And, yo, make your money. But have some moral, oh my goodness. I'm not saying you can't make any dollars, but $50 million, but you're laying off? Nah.
Something about that doesn't add up.
No, it don't.
Warner Bros. Is solely focused on making sure the top executives and the CEO reap all the benefits of this.
And they do that with gaming and all that stuff too. That's why I don't listen to these companies that are talking about we're struggling. Look at the top and see how much they're getting before you start feeling bad. I was a victim of that. I started feeling bad. Then I started getting real news of gaming companies, I'll say it like that. And I'm like, oh, bro, no, y'all just greedy. You want all your money. for sitting in the office just pointing out what other people do. Other people are working hard to make your brand look good while you're just sitting in the office and taking private flights. Not hating, private flights is cool, but then when it's time to pay these people, you're talking about let's lay off because it's tight. Because you're looking at your money, you're like, oh, it's so tough to just give 5 of my 50 million to my employees. Really? No. That's why I stopped until I get until I hear that the owner is struggling and really struggling. I don't want to hear you struggling but buying your 4th house. I don't feel sorry for these companies no more. This is a shame. You should pay these people.
Projects being shit
pay
on a
them.
monthly basis and being left out of a job because, to be frank, there are no fucking jobs. This applies everywhere in animation right now, but in Cartoon Network's case, it especially hurts given just how bad the network and brand have been crippled these past couple of years under Zaslav's leadership. Oh, and this is all without mentioning the fact that working conditions for the animation are still subpar across the board. So even if you do get a job in the industry, it's very likely you'll either be treated like shit, forced to crunch, get paid close to nothing, or all of the above. Remember how big of a success Inside Out 2 was for Pixar this year? Massive crunch time, baby, and many people who slaved away on the movie were laid off before it was released and were unable to receive their bonuses, which many people
That's a dang shame, bro. Dude, see, this is why I stopped feeling bad for these companies. That's all that money that they made, and they couldn't even get their bonus. They let them go before it was released. Then it made all this money, and the owners are like, or the higher ups are like, oh, well, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. What about your employees? What about them? They was let off already. And this is no heart. No heart. Not even like, okay, dang, I let them off. I didn't know the movie was going to be this good. Let me get all their information and send them a nice check. A very nice one. 6 figures each. Like, this is, like, nah, bro. That's ridiculous.
Unionized. It's for all of these reasons that people within the industry are louder than ever about securing a new deal for animation. The Animation Guild is still fighting for a new deal, and accounts like Animation Workers United have been helping to spread the word on the trials and tribulations faced by animators right now. You remember that hashtag RIP Cartoon Network short that went viral this summer? Yep, that was them. The most any of us can really do is also be vocal about our love of animation and our desire for a new deal. And to be fair, it does seem like progress is being made. Just
I will
slowly,
give credit to this though. What's that? DreamWorks. The people who make Kung Fu Panda, Puss in Boots, Shrek and all them. I've heard good things about them. I've heard. Let me know if it's true. If you are in there and you're like, no, it's not true, it's treating me bad, then I'll take back what I say here. But I was told that they treat their employees right. What was that one? That the recent Puss in Boots movie came out and it did very well. Everybody got bonuses. That's what I heard. So if that's the case, then shout out to you. You know, because that's what you need. You need to make... I never understood how these people that you hire make your brand better, and your response is, let me remove you so I can take it all. Well, no, I can understand. It's called greed. He even said it. But if that's true, what I heard about DreamWorks with that, and then I heard even though the last Kung Fu Panda was okay, it still did well numbers-wise, and then everybody got paid handsomely, bonuses and all that. If that's true, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. That's how you do it. Anyway, let's keep it moving.